everybody, this is Amy from Knit Collage, and I am so thrilled to be back here after quite a long time away for another making vlog episode. It's been quite a long time, but I have been knitting. Of course I've been knitting. It's just been really busy preparing for our knit-along. So if you watched any of the past, I think 4 videos I shared at the beginning of October, then you know that we are knee-deep in knit-along right now. We're just kicking things off, and there's so much that goes into that. Really, it's the tech editing and the testing the patterns, making sure the PDFs are right, making sure the kits are all good, managing inventory. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's been really busy. I want to do these more often, but there's something nice about doing them monthly or even more sporadically because I have more to show you. So I have a bunch of stuff that I want to show you today, and some of it that was sent to me, some purchases I've made that I thought would be fun to share too. So the first thing I want to show you is my finished Bouquet sweater. So if you've been following along and you have watched any of these making vlogs, then you know I've been working on this since June. It is now the very end of October, and it's been a labor of love. So I had to rip out to here after having knit, I think, to here. So I ripped and I started over, and it needed a timeout before I could go back to it. And overall, I'm really happy with it. It was hard. I think this was the most challenging thing I've ever knit. And the reason this pattern is challenging is only because there are these huge sections of knitting where you're not using your contrast color, and the designer doesn't give you any advice on how to handle those long areas, those long floats. So you just kind of have to figure it out on your own. And if I didn't mention it, this is the Bouquet sweater by Junko Okamoto, and it is a Japanese designer. It is one of my absolute favorites. It's called the Bouquet. I really do love it. I had to alternate skeins. One of the reasons I ripped back was because I needed to alternate my main color skeins. The dye lots were slightly different. And I also changed techniques from carrying my contrast color yarn on the inside of my work in these areas to using a technique called, I think it's called ladder back jacquard technique. I switched to that, and I can show you what that looks like on the inside. It's pretty wild. You basically create a second fabric for your sweater, and I really do love the way that came out. It was much faster to knit. I learned how to knit with 2 different hands working. So I worked one continental and one English style. That was pretty new and exciting for me, but my row gauge was very off here. So you'll see pictures of this sweater, and it's not a tunic like it is on me. And I think the big moral of the story, which is one, I need to keep learning, it's to swatch. So I should have swatched using this ladder back technique to check gauge, because I probably would have gone down another needle size. I think I already went down 2 needle sizes, so I'm very, very loose knitter, and it just came out really long. It's long on me. It's one of those projects, it took me a long time, so it's hard. It's hard for me to not see all the mistakes. Do you have projects like that? Like, I still see some puckering here, which bothers me. The dye lots, even though I alternated skeins, the entire project, it looks really different here. And I think part of that's because the neon pink is held on the back of this entire, top portion of the sweater. So that creates a slightly different look on the body portion versus the sleeves. The sleeves looks a little more green and blue. So that bothers me a little bit, but I was really worried about the neck being very tight and nun-like. And what I realized is it got better in blocking, so that was good. And also the weight of the sweater. So the sweater is pretty heavy, and that actually opens it up when I wear it. So I like it, and I like it with this little frilly shirt underneath. So overall, I love it. And I have gotten a couple compliments like, did you knit that? And that's very exciting. All in all, I would knit this again, and I would knit a Junko Okamoto pattern again, but use what I've learned, swatch, 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 in the exact technique that I plan on doing the color work in, and then base my needle size on that. That was the big learning here. And the yarn I used is called KraeO. It's the worsted weight yarn by KraeO. I'm sure she has kits if anyone's interested in contacting her. I got it at Vogue Knitting Live, and it was originally inspired by my friend Jen, who sample knit for them. She works at Nina Chicago, which is a yarn store there, and she test knit this for the KraeO yarn team in these exact colors, and I fell in love at VKL, and I know a lot of other people did too. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you that I knit in October is a dotted raise shawl in seed stitch. So this pattern is by Stephen West, and I was inspired to knit this after watching him on Knit Stars. So I love it. It looks really pretty on. I think the most fun thing was playing with the color. There was some errata in the seed stitch pattern, and I ended up just, once I got in the flow of the pattern, I didn't check because I knew a bunch of the stitch counts were off. But I really loved it. I held mohair with it for most of it. And yeah, so I've been wearing it like this, kind of, a lot. And I used Stash, which is so satisfying. So this neon yellow, gosh, I don't even know where I got it. It doesn't have a label, but I used it for this, and a lot of these yarns I've had for a long time, but they're single skeins and I didn't know what to do with them. So this was the perfect project, and it was really mindless. So as I was preparing for the knit along and had a lot of heavy brain thinking to do, it was a great project to just unwind to. I really enjoyed it, and it makes me very happy. I love how loud it is. Okay, so I want to show you the next project I finished just yesterday. This is a baby sweater. I knit this for a friend of mine, and I used a mini skein sampler kit. This is from our yarns at Knit Collage. And the pattern I'm going to link in the description below. I think it's called Whee, like WHEE. A sweater for babies on Ravelry. I just picked it because it was for a bulky gauge. It looks a little like our kaleidoscope sweater, but it is not. That sweater is not sized for kids. So I went with a Ravelry pattern. It's bottom up. It's not top down, it's bottom up, which I don't love that construction as much, but it was easy given how tiny this sweater was. And I think this is about a 1-year-old size, I think. So I am so excited to gift that. Now the next sweater is not blocked, but I hope you get the idea. This is knit in our Serenity yarn. So it's our new Serenity yarn, and this pattern is called Sweater Number 10 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I think you really got to see this on. It is so cute on. The sweater is obviously solid in the pictures online, and I decided to stripe it. It's really all about that sleeve, which you use a lot of short rows to create this big puff sleeve. It's just really cute. And I'm glad I decided to do a straight body and solid sleeves. I like the look of that. So I'll definitely we'll include this in our next photo shoot for Knit Collage. It's really, really cute on, and after I block it, I'll start wearing it a little bit myself too. Okay, so I want to show you what else I am working on. So I am working on all 4 of the knit-along projects. So I'm not going to share about those here because I'm trying to stay on track with the community, and I don't want to give it away too much because I'm a little ahead of everybody. So I'm just going to let that be. And I will certainly share more about those in my next video. But I did want to share what I plan to also knit when those 4 projects are over. So I am knitting a sweater for one of my best friends, and it is the Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knit. So I want to show you the yarn I am planning to use. This is a hedgehog fiber fingering weight yarn, and then this is cake yarn, their mohair. Just, it's so pretty together. The pink, it looks very pink, like it might dominate this, but I've actually swatched and it's extremely subtle. This is very, very subtle. You can hardly see it. And I like that it adds a little bit more pink to this yarn so it doesn't look so naked feeling. So some of you might remember that I knit a ranunculus for my other dear friend in April, and the 3 of us are really good friends. So I'm on a mission to knit more sweaters for my best friend. So I'm excited to knit her a Love Note. I'm a little bit nervous. I really want it to fit well, and it has a lace yoke. So lace and me historically have not gotten along super well. So I'm just planning to stitch marker it up, check my gauge really well, and maybe put in some lifelines if I need to. Okay, so here's the next project that I am working on. Let's see if I can get it out of here. Okay, here we go. So this is it. This yarn is from Purl, Soho, and this is called Linen Quill. And I am planning to knit the half-and-half wrap triangle with these. So this is inspired by my friends Caitlin and Jackie, who run the YouTube channel Caddy Jack's Knits, and they are hosting a year-long knit-along to knit this. It's a very simple pattern. It's really all about the color and the texture. It's a small needle size. It's going to take me a while, and the construction is short rows, I believe. But I'm excited, and it's a fun way to do something with them. And the idea is that we'll meet together at Rhinebeck on the hill and have a half and half wrap get together. So I'm super excited about this. I was inspired to go with different colors than my dotted rays. So that's kind of why I went with these ones. And the yarn is really pretty. It's not the softest, but it has a very rustic feel that goes well with the hot, vibrant colors. And they have a gazillion colors, so you don't have to go super bright. And if you want to learn more about that year-long knit-along, I encourage you to do so. I think it's going to be a nice fun, mindless project, and it'll be so fun to meet up when we actually get back to Rhinebeck and see each other. Okay, so I want to show you just a couple things that I've been loving right now, and I want to show you a few gifts I've gotten. So this is the first thing. This is also from Purl Soho. This is my favorite blocking soap, and it's called, I always say this wrong, Ylang, but it's spelled Y-L-A-N-G. Ylang. It smells so good. It's also an essential oil that I love. So I've been really loving this. They gifted this to me last holiday season, and it's my absolute go-to. Okay. The other thing I want to mention, these are some masks that I love. Well, I'm just showing you one here, but I have 3, and these are by the Etsy store of OfHouseSmith or Homemade Smith. I'll link it in the description below. And I absolutely love these because they go around your neck like this, around your head like this. And when I'm not using it, I can easily put it down. Now I know you can get the strings to do that too, but I really, really love these ones. The prints are so cute. If you need to tighten it up, it's easy just to tighten it up with another knot. And I absolutely love them. So I have a tie-dye one, I have another flower print, and they are my go-to absolute favorites. Okay, so I wanted to show you this little care package I got from Shayla, who is the owner of Black Pearl Magic. She makes the cutest kitty stitch markers. I think I have some here. We have these on our site now that she makes. They're stitch markers that are ideal for US 17 and 19 needles. And she sent me all these goodies. So I got all these really pretty stitch markers from her, which I am so thrilled about. These are some more, and then I have one other set right here. So I'm so excited. And she sent me 2 stickers too, which are already on my computer. So I'm really excited about those. I did not used to embrace the fun stitch marker thing, and now I'm totally all in. It makes me so happy to use my pretty stitch markers. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is some bracelets I got from Clinton Hill Cashmere. So this is my friend Becky's company, and I have known Becky forever as an acquaintance in the yarn world. We used to meet at the TNNA years ago when I think she worked for the store String in New York City, and later maybe at Vogue Knitting, I think. So she makes cashmere yarn and these adorable bracelets that say, like this one says knit, this one says cashmere. I mean, they're so cute. So I got a couple of these. Love. This one says yarn. I mean, I love that. And this one says Purl. They're so cute. I'm going to put the yarn one on. They're just so happy and cute, right? I love these. And they're available on her site. So she also sent me, which was very exciting, some cashmere yarn, 2 balls of cashmere yarn in one of my favorite colors, mustard. It is, I think it's a worsted weight, and I found a good hat pattern to use for it. So this may be something I actually knit for my husband for the holidays. We'll see, right? We'll see. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is a set of very special knitting needles that I bought recently by Knitbrooks. So she's Knitbrooks on, I believe her name is Kelly, on Instagram and her website, and they are hand carved knitting needles, and she does crochet hooks too. So I freaked out when I saw these on her site. I haven't used them yet, but I'm so excited. How beautiful are these? So this is a size, I believe this is a size 15. That's what I ordered because I use a size 15 most with our yarns, and I thought these would be great for hats. So it's a small circular for a hat. And they're just absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait to get started knitting with these. So I think that's everything. I guess there's just one thing I want to show you more, and that is a pattern we have coming out soon called the Feeling Groovy Sweater, Cardi. I know it's not quite as cute on screen versus on a model, so you can actually see it worn, but it's one of my favorite patterns. We did this for our fall knit along 2019, and this pattern is going to be released soon too. So I'm really excited. That'll be available on our site. It works well solid. You could mix in different yarns. It has a fantastic construction. It's top down seamless. The shoulders are very fitted and jackety. If you wanted to make it more coat-like, you could just keep knitting down. I've knit one like that that's longer to cover my butt. So cute. So that is my yarn haul. That is what's on my needles and what I have just finished. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.